Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be going over a farm that you probably have forgotten. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so today we're going to be going over the Deviate Fish Farm. Now this one used to be quite frequent in the grand scheme of just appearance wise, and that is because you can craft this into the Savoury Deviate Delight, and I actually wanted to test out, see if some of these old fishing farms were actually much cop, because I wanted to flesh out basically worth it. And overall I've actually found this farm to be a very good gold maker overall, so this is why I wanted to highlight it for today. That being said, basically all you have to do is fly over towards the Northern Barrens. Outside of the Whaling Caverns you have a pool in which you can actually farm up deviate fish. Also there are node locations for this, as you will be farming up the nodes in the Forgotten Pools. I don't really go to the Stagnant Oasis because that's just a little too much effort, and I find that just going between these two of the Forgotten Pools and the Whaling Caverns, that I can actually get the fish without much hassle and they will have respawned. When you're actually farming these up, what you're going to be wanting to look for is these pools right here, which is a school of deviate fish. It's really easy to do, and I'm pretty certain this guy is going to attack me, so I'm going to kill it. Other than that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start fishing. We'll just throw out a line in the pool and we wait for the bobber. What is actually going about right now is I've actually found that this farm's a really good farm when it comes towards like just gold making in general, due to like sell rate and the gold wise for this actual item. So obviously the bobber's gone, we've collected our deviate fish. You can collect a load of these, and the deviate fish actually sells for a hell of a lot of gold. Now currently for the min bio it's 74 gold. For the market value it's 60 gold, and the region market value average is at 76 gold. That is really strong gold for your time invested. But then again, sell rate is a factor because this is an old material. And surprisingly enough, I was surprised to actually see this, that the sell rate for this is at 0.13, which is a brilliant sell rate for a really old material. Because a sell rate of 0.13 is like really good just in general for like gold making and all of that jazz. So I was like, okay, right, let's just pair this against a load of other things. So I went into WorthIt to have a look, and looking at this, it has near on the same sell rate as the Golden Main Rains, so amount. It's not as good as like obviously the BFA stuff, but if we go into standard fishing farms, obviously it's not fully fleshed out, it's actually got a better sell rate than the albino cavefish, and is pretty much one of the decent farms in which you can actually farm up. So if we went into like mining or something, Dark Iron ore has near on the same sell rate, Saronite ore has near on the same sell rate, Elementium ore just a little, it's actually less than the deviate fish. And I was like, oh sugar, that's brilliant, that's a really good sell rate, because if they're selling, because I know how much these items are actually, how fast those sell for, just like as a standard model without actually taking sell rate into account. So then I was like, if that's got the same sell rate as that, that's brilliant to actually find out, because that information is priceless. So I did an hour's worth of farming of this, and to see how many I could get in the hour, because I was like, all right, it's good gold rate and it's good sell rate, let's do an hour's worth of farming of this, which I actually did. And the deviate fish currently is at 11,672 gold in the Northern Barrens with a 0.13 sell rate. I got in that hour's worth of farming 193 deviate fish, and that was that casual farming. I wasn't hardcore farming it, I was making a few mistakes and all that jazz. But overall, all I did was fly around the pool, this one here right here, and just look for the actual pools of the deviate fish. Do not forget the top one over here, because that has pools in it as well. And then all I did is fly over to the Forgotten Pools, which are obviously north of the Whaling Caverns. So you're just going north to south, just doing a full run of this area and just pretty much farming up all of the pools. So I was looking at that and I was like, oh, deviate fish are doing really, really well when it comes towards sell rate, gold, everything, for instance. And I was like, okay, that's really good information to have, because at the end of the day, brilliant information for all that jazz. And as we can see, we've actually got some pools right here on that front coming along for the Forgotten Pools. And overall, I found this farm to be really good for just getting a hold of all these different types of materials. Now, what else I did do, however, is I actually will jump onto my mage for now and actually find out what other different types of things I can actually do by actually increasing the gold value for this. So we'll go with the market value. If we log out and go over to our mage, we can then craft this into the Savory Deviate Delight, which can be bought off of the auction house if you don't have the recipe already. For like 10 silver I bought my one for, and yeah, about 10 silver. So it's not a massive gold investment for the recipe, it's really easy to get a hold of. Okay, so having a look at this, the actual recipe for me, I actually bought a recipe just to make sure what's actually going about. Min buyout for it, for me, on my server is 10 silver. The market value is about 1 gold, 38 silver, and the region market value average is about 30 gold. So 36 gold to be more precise. But in essence, it's not going to cost you that much to actually get a hold of this. Now this is the Deviate Fish. Now Deviate Fish sells pretty well, you get quite a lot of them overall. Currently I have 212 in my bags because I did a partial farm as well for it before I actually went and said, okay, let's do an hour's worth and see what we get. So overall, what do we expect to actually get from this? The 60 gold market value for that. So let's go into our cooking for TSM and we can have a look at what the uptick is for that. So then let's actually have a look at it and see what's actually going about. And looking at the Savory Deviate Delight, we can actually add this to our favorite patterns to see what's actually going about. That's another thing that I love about TSM. Well, the new version of TSM. And we can see that it's a 21 gold uptick from just buying it off the auction house. The actual market value for it, which we're actually going for, is 48 gold, but the min buyout is 32 gold. So if we just wanted to go with the market value, we'd be making it for a loss. But I'm actually going to go with my gut instinct because min buyout and sell rate does come into a factor. I know that min buyout does fluctuate, as I previously stated, but when it comes towards sell rate, it's really good to actually check out your sell rate before you go with any of the different types of metrics. So currently the Deviate Fish is a 74 gold min buyout and a 60 gold market value at a 0.13 sell rate. So it's going to sell predominantly the same as like Saronite ore. But if we craft it into Savory Deviate Delight, we can actually see that it is an 82 gold min buyout for a market value of 48 gold, and the region market value average is at 89 gold. And currently it is at a 0.24 sell rate. So we can sell more of these faster than we would with like the Deviate Fish. So the daily average sold of this is 10, whereas the Savory Deviate Delight is at 46. So personally, it's better that we actually craft these into actual fish in order to increase our amount of gold, because higher sell rate and overall just makes us a buttload of gold in order to actually sell on the auction house. So we can actually increase the amount of gold we're actually going to get from this farm. So then we can actually make more gold by farming it up, then crafting it into something else, which is the Savory Deviate Delight, because then it's a novelty item which then we can then sell on to the auction house, and overall is a brilliant way in order to make gold when it comes towards this farm. So it's something you might want to check out after you've actually done the farm. You could sell the mats flat on the auction house for that 0.13, or do you want to increase that gold, the sell rate on how fast you're going to sell it, to 0.24, and then also have an uptick of gold when it comes into that. So that's something that I would suggest you bear in mind if you're going to go ahead and do this farm. And like always, factor of simplicity, I'm actually going to put the export to the WorthIt string inside the description of this video, so it's just easier for you guys to copy and paste it in instead of just putting it on the Discord and all of that jazz. It will just be in this description for the video, so it just makes it easier for you guys to actually grab it and go, so you don't have to just go straight to the Discord, even though I prefer you guys to go straight to the Discord. It's a really easy farm in order to do. I found it to be quite enjoyable. I just stuck on some Netflix, just watched that and just did some fishing. It's a really easy farm in order to make some gold, and currently with a lot of the materials actually losing a lot of value when it comes to gold per hour, I felt like an alternative method is required to help other people make some gold as well, if you're aiming towards that. Other than that, guys, that is pretty much all I have to say for the day. Take it easy, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow.